All right, welcome to class, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about chords. So this is chapter 4. We're just going to talk about sort of the beginnings of chapter 4. Chords are actually a pretty easy thing. Basically what you're doing is to create a chord in root position, you are going to create a snowman. And that's all it is. So chords are stacks of notes. We're going to start with triads, which just means that there are 3 notes in the chord. So, any root position chord, root position means that the tonic is on. Root position basically means that it looks like a snowman when you make it. So you can have this. So you just sort of stack them right on top of each other. So you've got line, 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 or space, space, space. So, and it just looks like a snowman. So anyway, when you're making chords, just make snowmen. That's all it is. So different chords, the music theory version of this is that they're made up of basically a third and a fifth. So when you have a major chord, for example, it's made up of a major third, so you've got your major third right here, and then on the outside, between C and G, you've got your perfect fifth. So P5, or major third, just like that. So yeah, that's basically what a chord is. If we go beyond that, there are actually several kinds of chords that we have to deal with. The first is going to be a major chord. Second is a minor triad. So these are triads. So major triad, minor triad. We have a diminished triad and an augmented triad. So for now, just worry about those 4, and I will explain exactly what they are. So in the case of a major triad, like I just said, so we make our snowman, right? So we have between C and E, we've got our major third, and then on the outside, we've got our perfect fifth, and then importantly, between E and G, we have a minor third. So another way of saying this is that you've got a major triad is a major third stacked on top of a minor third, all right? Now, conversely, so this is a major chord. Now, if we want to make a minor chord, all we do is lower the third. So in this case, if we have major third, minor third, actual minor, if we want to make it a minor chord, all we do is we reverse these. So the bottom layer is going to be a minor third, and the top layer is going to be a major third. Now how do we do that? We lower the third note to a flat. So all you do is E flat. We want to make a minor third on the bottom. And this is the big difference between major and minor third. Major third has a major third on the bottom, minor third, or minor triad has a minor third on the bottom. And they both have a perfect fifth on the outside. This P5, P5, all right? Now, beyond that, in either direction, we have something called augmented and diminished. So if a major triad is a major third plus a minor third, if we have a major third plus a major third, right? So major third, that is an augmented. So you can see the A, lots of times you'll see either an A or a plus symbol. That's also a symbol you'll see for augmented. Generally you'll see that associated with chords. So augmented, and this is major. Major is usually delineated with a capital M. Minor is delineated with a small m, lowercase m. So this is a major third plus a major third, and then on the outside, if it helps you remember augmented, this is going to be an augmented fifth, right? Because it's more than a perfect fifth. It's C to G sharp. So instead of C to G, right, we've got C to G sharp, right? So if we hear these chords, here's our major third, right? And then minor third, you just lower that third note, or the second note in the chord, so C, E flat, G, just like that. Now, if we want to find a diminished chord, we do the exact opposite over the augmented. So instead of having a major third stacked on top of a major third, we do a minor third stacked on top of a minor third. So minor 3 plus minor 3, just like that. And then this outside is not a perfect fifth either, right? It's less than a perfect fifth. It's a diminished fifth. So D5, and this is, it'll either be a small d or it'll be a little circle. You'll see that done as well, and that just stands for diminished. And that's really all there is to augmented, major, minor, and diminished chords. To play a diminished chord, you'll hear this. So we've got minor third, and then a minor third. So you can hear that tritone on the outside. Yeah. So again, major third. So it's a major third, and then a minor third. Okay? Minor third is going to be the opposite. You just flip them around. So it's going to be a minor third on the bottom, and then a major third on top. Right? Augmented will be a major third plus a major third. So we've got major third, and then major third. Whoops, sorry. Yeah. So major third, and then minor third, minor third, minor third. So that's all it is. It's pretty straightforward. Now, all we do is transfer this to other keys. Right, so we could start this on any note. So let's try something else. So if we start on our tonic, or the root of the chord, all right, so this is whatever the bottom note is, the bass in root position. So these are all in root position. We'll get into other inversions next week, but I don't want you to have to worry about that quite yet. So root position. My writing is terrible. So the bottom note, let's say G, right? So G right here, this is referred to as the root. And then the note right above it, in this case the B, is going to be referred to as the third. And then the note on top is referred to as the fifth. So the others are pretty, it's pretty obvious. It's a fifth apart, it's an interval of a fifth. It's always going to be an interval of a fifth, even in the case of diminished. If this were diminished, you would see it written as D flat. You would never see it written as like a C sharp. So it's always going to be a fifth and a third apart. And then you'll have to, if you want to make it crazy, then you've got to manipulate it with like double flats and double sharps and stuff like that. So we've got root, third, fifth. So in this case, if we look at our structure, we can see that G to B, right? We've got G, B. So that's a major third, right? And 3. And then B to D. Oops. minor third on top. And then on the outside, this adds up to a perfect fifth. So, since we've got a major third on the bottom, this indicates that it's a major chord. So we just put a little emerald down there. Now, if we wanted to make this minor, all we do is reverse the major minor third. So we put a minor third on the bottom, which means it'll be a major third on the top. So all you have to do is lower the third of the chord. So that's what we do. Put a B flat right there, minor chord. Now, if we want to make this diminished, all we do is get rid of this top major third. We can keep the minor third down here, and we need to add another minor third between these two, right? So we're just going to lower it down a half step. Diminished, boom. All right, now if we want to turn it into an augmented chord, we'll go back to our major chord. So G, B natural, D. All right, so we've got our major third here. And then we need to make this a major third. So it's a major third plus a major third, which means that we need to take this minor third and raise it up a half step, all right? So we can't do anything here, it's the bass. We raise the note that's above it. So that's all that is. So this one's augmented, just like that. So beyond that, we also have a way of labeling these chords within a key signature. And so if we do this in C major, for example, all we do, I'm going to make my C major scale. Wait, went too far. All right, and then all we do is create root position snowman on top of that. So we've got C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, right? You just go all the way up, creating snowmen. So space, 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 line, 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 space, space, space. All right, and that's the end. Now, just like our names for scales, right? So we've got tonic, supertonic, median. Remember when we did that? We do the same thing, but we actually give them just no Roman numeral names. So the equivalent is, this would be tonic. And you can call these names as well. It totally fits. And then supertonic, median, and then this is going to be subdominant, the fourth step. Just going to dom, and then the fifth is the dominant. And these are especially important. So dominant, subdominant, or tonic, subdominant, dominant. You're going to hear that, those terms tossed around all the time when we're doing analysis. And then we've got the submedian, leading tone, and then finally tonic again. All right? Now the other thing we do with these chords is we actually assign them numbers. And very straightforward. And they are going to be Roman numerals, so if you're not familiar with Roman numerals, you will be soon. So this is going to be a 1 chord. You just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1. And you just do them all in Roman numerals. So let's do this for now. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and finally 1 again. We don't do 8, we just go back to 1. We hit tonic. And just remember,